Hello, I'm Dr. Richard Suter. These comments are typical of what you'll be experiencing as you learn more about the significant breakthroughs in neuroscience.
The best thing I've experienced about the therapy really is just I feel like my old self, like how I felt a year ago. And, over the last couple of years I had begun doing sprint triathlons, and that was something that was very exciting. I felt very active physically, involved in all the things that I did, excited about life, and that completely had disappeared for about 8 months. And I feel like I'm back to my old self. That's the best thing about this.
Our patient was diagnosed with a host of symptoms including chronic fatigue, depression, anxiety, and insomnia.
I was dealing with extreme fatigue, sleeping 14 or 16 hours a day, just physically exhausted. I knew something was wrong. So, and my sleeping was definitely off. Every night, 2 in the morning, 2:25 on the dot, I would wake up.
We did an initial brain map, and as you can see by the many red areas in the alpha frequency band, the patient had depression and fatigue. After his initial sessions, here's what he had to say.
I had been told that sometimes it takes maybe 3 sessions before you notice a change. I noticed a change after the first session. In fact, after the first session, I felt alive again, felt like my brain was focused again. In fact, I talked to several of my friends who had seen me through the course of this entire problem, and they said, "Wow, it's like you're talking faster. You're alert. You're ready to kind of just take the bull by the horns again." So, just very alive after the very first session.
We then remapped the patient, and as you can see, the red areas normalized. The result was more energy, less anxiety, and a more positive outlook. So, as evident as the visual changes are, so was the improvement in the patient.
In subsequent sessions, and I've been through nearly 15 now, but in subsequent sessions, I felt the anxiety start to dissipate, the fear start to dissipate. Really haven't had a problem with the depression, and although I remain cautious just because it's been 8 months of ups and downs, really through the course of this last month of therapy, it's been really all ups, and being able to cope again with the full load that I would normally cope with at work and at home, it's been fantastic. I feel great.
Remember, this was just after 8 sessions.
Once I started the neurofeedback therapy, I instantly became engaged again, and I'll say at this point I'm completely engaged in all of the projects that go on, and really I don't feel stressed out by it. I feel like I think clearly about what needs to be done, completely engaged, excited about what's going on. At home, again, I feel like I now can pay attention to what my kids are doing, whereas before, I felt very checked out. I would come home and just instantly needed to be in my own world to cope with whatever had happened. But now, that's not the case anymore. Now I feel very engaged with them, and just feel alive.